So today we're going to be working on a Joe Burrow rookie Prizm Black, and I love the Prizm Black, and I just think that this variation looks so good. I love the black and orange with the bangles, and this is a run of 75, and this card has, I think, the potential to possibly gem if we can get it to cooperate. Some little print lines across the back, as you see. We'll work on those. I'm going to go around all the edges. They're all flared up a little bit. And then, I mean, the centering looks great. The card looks great, but there are some things on it. So I'm just hoping that we can get these off. Between his legs, there's some residue. Just to the right of his waist, there's some stuff. And if we can get this stuff off this card, it's going to look just that much better, all right? So thanks for watching, you guys. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and let's get busy. Let's see what we can do on this thing. So what I'm going to use first is I'm going to use a little bit of my card spray on a cotton circle and just see if we can remove the residue on the front. And if we're successful with that, I'm going to give the whole front a polish to restore the shine on it, and then we'll flip it over to the back. And you don't want the spray to like linger or dry in the card, so when you go after your trouble spots, go after them and then dry the card right away. And fortunately, I gave this one a good edge inspection, and a lot of Prizm cards have the flaky white paper. The edges on this are awesome. And step one, success. That stuff came up. There's a little bit between his legs still. Let me go back at that. I'm just gonna do the whole front. There could be a little, whatever that was, it would just, I can't speculate, I don't know, something landed on it. And I didn't use the polish on that because the spray kicks ass, you guys, at just pulling off those little residues and then not smearing them around. It just gets them gone. All right, so check that out. That took less than 2 minutes, and that would have severely affected the grade if you didn't analyze it or pay attention to it before submitting it. You probably would have got hammered on the surface appearance. So I'm happy. Check that out. All right, let's I want to do the edge work next, and then we'll give it a polish on the front and back. Oftentimes, you guys, if you see me working on a big ding, I'll put it on the glass table because I need that pressure. These are very, very small surface flip or edge flips, so I'm just going to keep it on my card mat. I'm going to use my card tool or my corner tool, and I'm just going to give each edge just a nice once over. Not much pressure, just trying to get that flip to go away. All right. I like that. I'm going to do all 4 sides on the back. The front looks really good. And if you're nervous, guys, about doing a whole edge at a time, I'll show you something. You can just break it down. Let's find a line. I'm going to find this line right here in the middle. Okay. And then I'm just going to start at the bottom one, and I'm going to go to the middle. Still got a little bit of that flip right here. Much better. It's just curling up a little bit. Prizm cards will do that on you. And really, I'm not going to just do stuff to do stuff. The top edge looks really good. Like I mentioned, there's no paper coming out of this like many Prizm cards do. But I do see stuff. See that stuff right there by my thumb? So I'm going to do the same thing. Now I want you guys to never ever touch a serial number or a print run number or whatever. Don't touch them. My spray is awesome at removing crap off the surface of a card, and those happen to be on the surface. So if you start rubbing on those, guess what? The foil's going to come off, so don't do it. Take my word. I've learned the hard way, and I make these demos so you don't have to learn the hard way. But once we get this thing clean, which we're doing right now, then we'll be able to give it a finishing polish. And this one, like I said, it doesn't need a whole lot. But if you're working on your prisms, follow these steps and you'll be good to go. Well, now that we got it face down, let's just work on the back first. So I'm gonna change gears and use a little bit of card polish. And we're gonna use an applicator, gentle on, just a couple rubs on the front of the applicator and on the back, flip it again. That's all we need, just a little teeny bit. And I wanna work on this one sideways. It's because it has these print lines that are notorious on almost all Prizm products. And I wanna get those to at least tone down or hopefully go away. And the Prizm has a nice shiny clear coat on the front and back, so you're safe to work on it. Be careful when you're using your towel, or if you use my kit, you can use a little circle microfiber. And I put the circle one in there because it's small and it will keep you away from catching any edges. If you do want to use a bigger towel, just be really careful with it, okay? When I looked at this one, I thought, all right, this one might be a contender. This one really might be a possible 10, so let's hope it is. And I know that Beckett or PSA probably sees these lines all the time, so if you can get them to go away or even go down tremendously, you can still get a card to get a 10. And I'm just going to go on the other side of this number because that line unfortunately runs all the way through it. There's like one main print line on the back, or surface line, or blemish, imperfection, whatever the heck you want to call it. Wipe away from the part you're working on towards the edge so you don't catch anything. Looks pretty good to me. I can still see it a little bit faintly right in there, but definitely much better. See, when I put it in the bright light, you can barely shows up. And I'm working in a dark studio where every single imperfection will show up. And I suggest you do that too. You'll get the best look at your card. And I'm glad I'm doing this to this one, because now that I'm looking at this part under the light, it's just dirty. It looked like it's just been handled without gloves, or like a sweaty hand or something. But this one shouldn't take too much, man, and fingers crossed. I mean, this is going to get graded. I hope it comes back. Hope it comes back with a big 10 gem mint on it. And being that Prizm cards are tough like this, you guys, if you got some stubborn lines in there, you can apply the polish as much as you want. If you get to like 8, 9 applications and it's just the line is still there, don't worry, you're doing it right. It's just all blemishes are different, and sometimes you can't get them all. But it's totally safe to give it a valiant effort like that, okay? Looks good. All right, I'm happy with the back. I do see a little thing at the bottom. It might just be one of those tiny little dimples, and if it is, there's not much I can do about it. I just noticed it right there on the bottom edge. Let's see. Take a look. Yeah, it appears to be one of those darn little dimples that you'll get. And I have had these little dimples in many cards. I'm sure you have too. And no matter how much you push on them or massage on them, they were absolutely formed like that in the factory. So like you guys will hear me say, I try to return everything back to normal. Unfortunately, those dimples are normal because that's how the card was formed. It wasn't the result of handling it, you know, improperly or whatever. So if you see those, hopefully you don't see them a lot and they're just little. I'm just going to hit this little spot one more time in here while I got you guys. The more I stare at it, the more I can see those little lines, and just want to get them all off. All right, the back is looking good. That little ding right there, you guys, like I'll show you something. I'll put my penny sleeve over it and we'll do just a couple massages with the corner and edge tool. I don't expect much because it's small, and when you get something small and tight, that's like, when you have larger imperfections, they're a little bit easier to work on. You got more room. I'm splitting hairs here, you guys, but see how it's still just that little tiny touch down there and there? I'm not going to worry about it, guys. It's nothing I can do. So let me flip this over here, and we will do a nice quick polish on the front, and then I'm going to have all you guys cross your fingers for me that this grades super high. I think it has a lot of potential. It's very rare, you guys. The more you analyze your cards and stare at them and work on them, it's very, very rare to find the perfect card. It just, I don't even know if it exists. Like, occasionally you'll find some without anything on it. And that's probably why, like, BGS pristines are so rare and so valuable, because I've had plenty of PSA 10s with, you know, that little tiny divot or whatever. I think that it's just, it happens, and maybe the grading companies know it's on almost every card they grade, and that's a 10 to them, I guess. I'm so happy that we were able to get the crap off the front. That was like the most glaring issue. But anytime you see a little line or imperfection on a Prizm card or a shiny card, put the polish on it every single time. As you guys know, if you've followed my work, some stuff you can't do a darn thing with, but it's absolutely worth a try, and it definitely will definitely make a big difference when it's time to grade it. So that's what I'm trying to show you. So we had that issue between his legs over here on the right, and besides that, man, this thing is looking sharp. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit more in this area. I did find a little line here after just cleaning it. This little line I'm noticing. So fingers crossed we can get this little one off here, and this will give you the breakdown, you guys, of how to go after a Prizm card, all right? Sweet. Those little things are gone. This was a really nice turnaround. The edges were a little bumpy, had stuff going on the surface, and now it looks great. So simple, guys. See, we did this in under 15 minutes. Huge card, huge rookie card, and it definitely was not ready to be sent in to be graded looking like that. So that's how you do it, you guys. So simply follow these steps, and we'll get your cards as clean as possible. As always, you guys, I appreciate y'all so much. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and I'll talk to you soon.